Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. We'll see how long I live stream for. I'm feeling a little under the weather still. My voice isn't back to where it should be, but at least it's not super deep anymore. So, we are going to work on the next update. I need to play test the riftblooms pretty hard. Oh, and we have a bunch of recipes to make. Boop. All right, I'm gonna be drinking some live wire. That is delicious. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. I decreased the brightness of the torches, so they're not super bright anymore. They are that bright now, which honestly still seems pretty bright. I'm just saying. Let's replenish my magic. Let's make it daytime. Oop. There we go. All right, so good morning. How you doing, Fritz? These are the riftblooms. Wow, and these have grown already. Break some of this stuff here, so you'll be able to get shifting fibers and rusty dust from them. Yes, that was needed. Yeah. It's funny, I don't even notice the difference in the brightness. Honestly, it still seems like it's pretty bright. So it must have been really bright. There we go. So these are the sprouts that you can get. And there's an intermediate version here. Here we go. So those are the stages. So you'll get your sprout, and you have to collect it with the knife now. If you just harvest the sprout, you'll just get the sprout back. If you try and break it barehanded, you'll get nothing. Same thing with here. If you break it with a knife, it turns back into the small version. If you break this with a knife, it also goes back to the small version. Just the plant gives just the fiber. The big grown-up version of the plant will give both rusty dust and fiber. And if you cast transmutation, I'll do it right here, it will actually convert and just take the rusty dust off. So you can choose what you harvest, because there's going to be some times when you don't want the plant to go all the way back down. If you just need a bunch of rusty dust, just cast transmutation on your plants, and it gets the rust off. Boop. Throw that. Excellent. Magic plants? Yes, you heard correctly. Can get one that kills bunnies that try to eat it. Nah, I mean, I could make it to where they damage things by walking into them. I was considering that. You can put them in a vase. So if you put one of the saplings in a vase, you can like decorate with it. I was thinking about giving them cactus-like abilities, because these things, so the way you get them, let's spawn some. Ah, man, I just got rid of my good wand. You know what? We are going to use the druid staff for our testing purposes. This is one of the new staves that I made here. So it's got like the crescent moon, and then the like it's like a branch, and then you got the vines kind of going up to it, holding the gem. Let's get one of the better versions of it. Archmage. Purple gem. Or maybe randomly transmutes them into another random animal, because life is random. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I can see where you're coming from with it, but you know, it's like what? It's a lot of programming for what? Turning a rabbit into a raccoon or a baby pig or something weird like that. Or a wolf. I put down your pitchforks. There we go. Sounds extremely dangerous. Yeah, a garden full of bears. I'm more inclined to make them hurt. Like when you go into them, it can hurt animals and players as well. So you got to be careful around Rustbloom. So something like this, right? We've got this here. You got a couple things. If a portal opens up here, there it is. There we go. We'll just open up a rift. Over time, this rift is now ticking. It's ticking away. And with the things around it, depending on the strength of the rift, it's going to have more reach. But this plant, and even this can randomly convert into riftbloom. It's going to be random. I'm just going to spawn a couple more here. But eventually, you'll see a bunch of particles come up. Get rid of this rain, maybe? There we go. I hate that some areas it's like constant rain. There, see? That one turned into a riftbloom. So now, GM1, right? If I went over to this and I tried to break it with my bare hands, like, and I got lucky. I actually got one of the permanent riftbloom plants. There's a chance that you break it and you don't get anything. You don't get a sapling, and then you can put it down. These things, they don't care about the temperature, the season. They don't care. You could have these in pitch darkness as long as there's some kind of soil for it to attach to. I tried to make these things unique, you know, like they're not of this realm. As such, right? They're you know. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. See, that one ticked. And watch, if I save and leave, those portals go away. So they'll stay up for a random amount of time. And then they will convert back to what their original stuff was. So see, the portal's gone now. So this thing is now running the part of the code that oh, there it goes. Right? And it puts it back as a plant. And it will do this with cattails. What I do is just take a snapshot of what it was originally. And yeah, pretty good. I am kind of liking the sound of these being a carnivorous plant. Oh, and you can make these grow faster too. So if you have just the plant here, the riftbloom, if a portal spawns around it, you'll see a nearby rift is affecting this plant. They actually grow 4 times faster if there's a rift around them. So that's another thing. And see, the strength of the rift also dictates that range. So like this guy over here is actually growing faster thanks to that rift being there. So I thought that was a cool mechanic to try to, you know, use in the game, because right now rifts don't do anything. But at least with this plant, right, this is an entry-level thing. You don't have to rely solely on killing things to, you know, get temporal fragments. This is going to be another thing that you can get. Does it remember plant growth times? It should. I think it does. From my testing, so each stage, there are 3 stages, right? Let me cast Transmutation here. If I cast it here, it should only affect those. There we go. We'll collect that Rift Dust. I got 6 actually from these, so I got some bonus. But yeah. I'm surprised no one has modded a plant enemy. You mean like a cactus plant enemy, or are you talking about like an entity? But I think it does remember the plant growth rates. I did a test in one of the my worlds, and I just kind of spawned a rift off to the side, and it was able to grow them faster from one side to the other, and that's with that rift disappearing. So you know what I mean? Like I did like a controlled experiment where I had them all out and they all should have ticked at the same time. And then I had one rift over here, and then I let it tick for a little while until I figured it was just about done. and then I stopped the game, brought it back up. That way, you know, it would have been fresh with everything, you know, like the rift goes away. And then I popped another rift on the other side, but was still, because it's strength from the center. So I did 1, 2, 3, because that's what I spawned them as, is 3 strength. And this guy was able to bloom right away, and then that guy, and then the other guy. So it does remember, like, the growth times. Oh, like the berry bush, or... You know, that's a good question. I take a deep snapshot of whatever it is, but if there's a block entity, I'm not doing anything with a block entity, but I don't think the... Well, I mean, let's do an experiment with this, right? So, harvest with a knife, right? So this should be ready. I just spawned like a mega powerful rift there. So it should transform that pretty quickly. Hopefully. There we go. Right? So it converted it into a rift bloom. An unstable rift bloom. Oh, look at that. It's going away because it's calm right now. Oh, and it's... Hey, it actually hit that berry bush. That said 22 more days. Oh, and look at that. So it's empty. So that was fine. It looks like... Maybe? It doesn't say 22 more days, though. That's part of what these tests are for. Honestly, I did not want it to affect the cranberry bushes. I'm going to put an exclude on them because I don't want berry bushes. I also didn't want crops to be affected. Let's plant some onions. GM2. Oh yeah, I created a way to repair grimoires, so I'll get into that as well. Let me just put this back. Oop. Oh, another thing people may like, right? You can cast spells as long as it's an invocation spell. You can cast spells and move now. So it's the same as like all the other ones. So there's that. All right, let's create some farmland. You know what? We're just gonna make some. Quiet, wolf. Hate being sick. Okay, right, so we got this. Let me mega spawn. Let's get the hell out of there. That is a crazy portal right there. And the rate in which it transforms things is actually, it's a lot faster, what you see here, than what it would be in the world, because I'm dropping multiple rifts on top of a single space. Yeah, as you can see, it's a lot, so there's a lot of ticking going on right now. Chop the cattail? Yeah, sure. Oh. Well, it affected, like, everything else, but yeah, see, it's not affecting any of the crops. I didn't want a rift to spawn in someone's field. Is it 2 portals? Actually, that was more like 5 to 10 portals in one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that right there is a batch of 10 that just stacked on top of each other. Look at all the hairs it has right now. It's rifty. But the strength is only 3. The maximum strength, I think, is 5. The minimum's 1 for the rift system. The 5s are huge. But it's calm, so they don't stay out too long. Alright, so that ticked back pretty quickly. Let's get a knife. Yeah, because that's part of what I have to do. I have to make sure, like, you know. So it doesn't affect any of the crops. Ah, son of a... biscuit, man, I'm in creative. All right, here we go. We're gonna put that back. There we go. Let's create some portals. Many portals will be a pain for people with low-end systems. What are you talking about? I'm not forcing anyone to use my admin tool to spawn multiple portals in the same place. At some point, y'all got to walk on your own a little bit. Like if it's bad for your system, don't use the tool. All right, so let's see if that goes back. It should. It should be taking a snapshot of it. Yeah, so it took a snapshot, so it's back to where it was. What about you? See, I don't like the fact that I'm not seeing anything here. I think these berry bushes, they spawn block entities. Temporal rifts, visual effects, eat FPS. Yeah. I get that. But normally in the game, multiple rifts don't spawn on top of each other like that. You know, Hexagon, that all that's from this tool, right? That guy right there. So if there's an admin on a server or something, and they want to go ahead and spawn a bunch of rifts, I'm not putting a restriction on that. They need to, you know, skip a couple days, see if they actually work. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to, like, you know, whoops, to restrict my admin tool. So skipped 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you know what? Skipping time doesn't work like that, Fritz. I'm skipping time, but these are all dependent on ticks. I think if I do time set or time add, right? 50? Yeah, I'm not sure because this isn't even growing, although the moisture level's 0. Although they should have gone to the next stage with all the days. I don't think that's how it is. I think it's actually, it takes time. I need to speed up or slow down time. Time speed. Yeah, that's it, right? It's in here, right? Is it in here? No, it's not. Oh, that's just time of day that I'm doing. All right, so let's do time speed. Holy shit. This night. Oh, let me water these plants. Watering can, not salt water, still water. Here we go. Oop. Damn. Hey, okay, they're growing. How many days does it take for this to spawn? You know what? Let's do controlled here. Because I'm not sure if this has a block entity or not. Oh, great. A light temporal storm's approaching. No, thank you. Oh, whoops. Let's put some torches down. Here we go. Taking time. This is pretty crazy. I skipped a lot of time. Yeah, things are going to start to... fall's going to come soon. Let's do that. This is really cool. I don't know, how long does it take for cattails to come back up? And these are at 0 again. Come on, I just want to see one of these damn things grow. I think the berry bushes, I'm not even going to troubleshoot anything with that. We're going to put an exclude on the berry bushes. They're actually, while this ticks away, we're going to do that. I think it's about 4 days for the cattails. 2 days or 4 days. So let's go to the rifts. Alright, so I think it's block berry bush, right? Oh wait, those are the rituals. Here we go, the rift system. So riftbloom tall. We will say, you know, I'll put it right under this. So if it is this and block is block. Let's look at the base game assets here. Oop. Survival 66 hours. Wiki says 88 hours. Eesh. I thought it was a long time. That's not something you kind of go out, like you have to go exploring to find more. Plant. Big berry bush. Block berry bush is what it is. And I'll say if it's not blockberry bush. Hey, we got one. Still kind of waiting though. While I'm in here, let's make sure that there is no block entity. What would it be for? Honestly, I think it's under flowers, right? Block plant. No, it's not in here. It's somewhere else, but it is flower. Here. Block reed. So it's considered a tall plant. Entity class transient. That's what it is. Let's put an exclude on this. I'm not going to have it affect these either. Because I don't want to sit there and deal with a block entity. So I'll just put a hard stop on it. Hey Fritz, thanks for the follow. Yeah, it didn't grow. I don't think it's going to grow. So we'll just break it now. And these, we're going to grab another bush. There we go. So we'll flower in 9 days. And I'm going to break. Just a bunch of portals. Freak it out, man. It didn't transform any of them. All right, let's put the speed back to 60. There we go. That was starting to get crazy. There we go. Yeah, let's let this tick out a little bit. Hey, there we go. So it's working here. So it could affect this. I think, what is this? 1, 2, 3. So this is also within the range. There we go. I just spawned 10 on top of each other. If it's not going to change anything else here, we're good. Yeah, we're good. So it won't affect those things anymore, which is cool. I just wanted it to be flowers. And then I did block plant, but I guess block plant's extended by a bunch of things. Yeah, it didn't affect anything here. They're still growing. These, yep, it still has a block entity because I could see the tooltip unlike before. Same thing with that, same thing with that. This guy should eventually pop back to a regular flower in time. Let's pop the speed back up. This is pretty cool. Maybe I can make this a spell. Where I just temporarily increase the tick speed. Time warp. Time warp. We got 7 days. Maybe I can bump this up, pop another 0. Six days. There we go. Hey, that one's flowering. Sweet. Oh, and look, that's flower again. Less than a day. Yep, and there it goes. Oh, look at that. Both of these spawned, so that's good. And this one says will flower in 7 days, weather permitting. This is kind of cool. Oh, that's cool. I think there's a couple more berry bushes in my world. Let me check where they're even from. If someone, if in other mods, if someone extends the block berry bush right here, like block reeds to make their reeds or block berry bush, if other mods make flowers and they just have them as block plant, then, you know, I have nothing to worry about. Their stuff will just work. It'll be able to transform into riftblooms. Oh, the onions died. No. Poor onions never had a chance. Oh yeah, and winter came, so yeah, these are all reset. All right, let's put the speed back. There we go. You'll notice riftblooms can be affected by frost. Like, they can look like they are, but they don't reset or do anything. They just keep growing. So, hooray! That's what these tests are for. Oh, poor onions. Reeds and berry bush is okay, then does not work. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. We'll put that down. Get rid of some of the stuff. Insufficient mana. All right, so what else was I doing? I am getting something here. Current GL state sampler. No idea what this is. Something wonky's going on with the base game. Oops, they're also base game. Yeah. All right, let me pull up my notes here. Where are my notes? Because I added a handful of things here in this next update. Desktop. Where's my scratch? Scratch pad. Here it is. Don't save. There we go. Okay, so for the first thing... Ritter! Still enjoying the Rust dimension. Alright, so the next changes here. So things are going to be more balanced. That's right. So the first change I made was to the Grimoires. The Grimoires are not going to skew their RNG so crappily anymore. Let's pull up the anchor to take a look at things here. There we go. Should be, yeah, right here. So before, like, this is the randomization that happens when you create a Grimoire. So before the mana cost, it would start at, like, whatever the base cost is, like 100%, and then it went up to 200%. I shifted everything over, so now you can actually find Grimoires that are better than the stats that you'll see here. So for instance, this right here, Rust Orb. So instead of the 12 mana cost, the old way would have been 12 to 24 mana. The new way of doing it would be, what, 6 mana is the minimum, and the maximum would be 18 mana that it could be. Same with the cast time. Same with the damage. Like, if you luck out for the damage because it's 5, I mean, you could get a Grimoire that does 8 points of damage, you know, for like the tier 1 stuff. So you can find really good things, and I think the way I'm going to do the enhancement system is that when you rip apart one of the, if you want to rip apart a book, like if you get a really good Grimoire where it's like, wow, this thing just has like 8 damage, the maximum damage it can be, you can take apart that book to get that page, and then you'll be able to apply that page to another book that may have only a 4 or 6 mana cost. So you'll be able to stack things into one Grimoire, right? That makes that a really, really good Grimoire. So that was a big change behind the scenes, and it's the same way for buffs too. The durations are going to be, normally it's 2 minutes, but now, well, the old way, it was 1 minute to 2 minutes. Now it's 1.5 minutes to, like, what, 2.5 minutes? So I just, again, I take that base number, and then you have the average, right? If you get lucky, it's going to be on the higher end. If you're unlucky, it's going to be crappier. But you should still be able to salvage them. Grimoires can also be repaired. So if we look at a book like this, right? Rust Orb, or yeah, this Rust Orb. If I kill myself, all the books that I have socketed just took durability loss. So we come back over here, even though they weren't on me or anything. There we go. So if I pull out this book, see? Durability is now 93. So what I can do is I can just take temporal fragments for now. GM1. So you can just pop this in, and you can, it's 5 durability per fragment. So you just have to upkeep your books. This is also going to be the case. See, like, bam, I just repaired it to full. So for your really good books, you may want to keep track of your spell books. That sounds really nifty. Working on telegraphs for RPVC now. The massive church bell's practically done. Okay. Sounds good. So this is going to be fun, because eventually I want you to be able to do more with these Grimoires. I want you to be able to make spell scrolls out of them. One-time use spell scrolls, and with the enhancement system, if you screw up, it's going to do durability loss, right? So you're going to have to take care of your spell books. They're not just going to forever exist in perpetuity, you know? So, yep. So that's a system here. And it takes random durability. Like, this is down to 90. This one is 86. Oh, let's fix this right now, because I have a static 100% in there. And it should not be. Dialogue. Stations. Sanctum. Alright, so this would be hover over. Interesting. So I'm getting... Okay, so the slot name and then the durability. I'm getting it as a string. Interesting. Why did I do it this way? Come on, Past Vice. You got to get your act together, man. It's screw-ups like this that cost me time. Alright, so this is just the block. I want the block entity. Block entity sanctum. Durability. Alright, so what am I passing over here? Durability. I'm setting it to a string. I'm getting the item durability. Oh, wait a minute. I think this isn't going to give me... Wait, okay, I think I know. Item stack dot... I think maybe it is going to be item stack dot item. Maybe it is just this. Get max durability. Returns the item's total durability. Alright, let's try something else here. Max durability, we're going to get the item stack. This will be... inventory. Interesting. I thought the inventory, I thought I made a lowercase in this one. Oh, shoot, no. I made it a capital. Alright. I suppose that works. Oh, that's right. I made these grimoires like 14 slot inventories to start off with. Just because I didn't know how many books I was going to allow people to socket. Turns out I didn't need that many. Dot item stack. Oop. Alright, let's see what this pushes in. Oh, slash GM2. Okay, so this book is fully repaired anyways. Here we go. Let's put that one there. Whoops. Ah, here we go. If grimoire slots attribute count, grimoire to socket was null. I need to fix this. So if this is null, let's put a null check in here. If yeah, see, that's slot number 4. If this does not equal null, and this isn't going to save us this time. Maybe. Nope. We're going to have to shut down and start again. So I'll do a check first to make sure that this actually has an inventory slot. I will do another further check, and then we'll look at the attributes.